more than 60 years, Cedars of Lebanon State Park has been welcoming visitors from all across the United States. If you've never been here, it would be well worth a visit just to escape from that busy work week and relax. Cedars of Lebanon has been a state park since 1955, but the site here officially opened in 1937 and was run by the federal government for 18 years.
The park started out as Franklin Roosevelt's New Deal plan. The acreage out here was approximately 10,000 acres. They were family home sites and folks living out here. The Resettlement Administration, part of the New Deal plan, came in to resettle folks, to give them a better place to live because of the conditions at the time. The folks were very poor, had trouble gardening or raising crops or anything else on the land out here. Well, after they bought the land, the WPA came in and planning and establishing programs for the people in the community. And the Cedar Forest Lodge here behind me was part of the building that was done by the WPA. The lodge, and it was a community, kind of set up for a community center, and they had the park office there. But during that period of time, when the WPA, from when they started buying land from 1935 till 1930s, they ran the office in the lodge. They started park programs. They built a swimming pool that's here, that's now the Nature Center, the interpretive program here. They did plantings, so now there's close to 11,000 acres of barrens and cedar glades in this land around the park.
Speaking of which, I was going to ask, how did it actually get its name? I'm assuming there's a whole lot of cedar trees on the property.
Of course, when this area was settled, a lot of the settlers were very religious, so they named a lot of the towns around this area after Bible, the cities in the Bible. And the spring there at Lebanon on the square was a big spring there, a blue hole, what we call a blue hole. It's water boils up, and there were staying a grove of large cedars there. So they made that association with what they read in the Bible, and that's where the name came. So that was in 1810, I think, when Lebanon established, somewhere there, about 1805. They, of course, when the park was established and they started planting cedar trees, that was automatically that they called it Cedars of Lebanon. Okay. Now, they're not true cedars, they're junipers, but it's kind of the common name is carried over, the cedar trees. They're eastern, what they call commonly eastern red cedar, Juniper virginiana. Now, there's female and male trees. The female trees have the blue berries on them, and they pollinate in usually February, early March. And they have to go through a bird's stomach, the berries do, to get that peeling off. They're really tiny cones, actually, but that allows them to germinate. And when they started the forest and the park, they didn't know exactly how they were going to do that. So they went through different tests, and finally they froze them in a block of ice and left them there so many days, and then they would germinate. And they used a mild muriatic acid for them and to soak them in to get them to germinate like the birds do.
Very interesting. If you've never been here, what kind of things can you expect to see when you get on the property?
Well, we have the interpretive center here that pretty much describes the history of the park and the natural features of the park, the cedar glades and the barrens that are around the area. We have buildings that we rent out. I have a lot of weddings now. We'll have 3 and 4 weddings a week here. We have campgrounds. We have a lot of campers. We have 117 sites, and they're staying booked every weekend. We're a hot spot for camping. We've got cabins. We have 9 cabins that people rent. There will allow up to 10 people in the cabins. They're real nice cabins, modern cabins, up-to-date cabins. We have the hiking trails. About 10 miles of hiking trails. We have horse trails that we don't have horses that we're renting right now, but people bring their horses out here and ride. We have a Olympic plus size pool, holds 500,000 gallons of water, and so people can come out and swim, hike the trails. There's a snack bar up there. They can get something to eat if they get hungry from swimming all day.
Have you noticed that when people come here, it's just like they want to come here just to kind of relax and enjoy nature for the most part?
Yes, that's a big thing to do, is relax. I have people just sit in their cars out here sometime. I'll talk to them and they're just getting away. I think that's something important for folks to do and have a place to go. We have a running trail. Running is a cross-country running trail. That's real important nowadays for activity, and I need to do some running and walking myself. We have shelters that we rent too. So.
What is this group over here to your right?
Oh, we got a piece. Keep going. I think you guys can do it.
That's the Junior Ranger Camp. We have a program out in the summertime that young folks can come and participate in outdoor activities and learn about the park and its features, its cultural and natural features.
If somebody wanted to book time for a wedding, or if they wanted just to maybe rent a cabin, that kind of thing, what's the best way to get in touch with you all?
Well, presently, the office, you can call the office during the day. It's open from 8 to 4:30. Some things are online. The camping sites, you can go book the cabins and camping site yourself online. So a lot of things you can go online. That's one of the best ways to do it now.
How valuable would you say this park is to Wilson County and Tennessee as well?
Yeah, I think it brings a lot of revenue in here, and just this association with people either buying gas or buying groceries or whatever, it produces a lot of revenue for the state and the county.
Cedars of Lebanon State Park is about 10 miles south of Lebanon, just off Highway 231. It's a great place to visit. Reporting in Wilson County, Barry Hyatt, NCTV.